Step 3 says turn your tube right side out. Please note you have a tube here. If you don't have a tube, we need to fix this. We're going to turn it right side out and press the length of the tube at the seam at the center, not at the fold. Okay, just going like this will take forever. So here's a secret, special way to turn your tube. You're going to take your fabric. You're going to come over here to your sewing machine, and on one end, just one end, you're going to line this up. Just line up the edge of your presser foot. Put this down. You can line it up a little bit farther back than normal because we are not going to backstitch. Hang on to your threads. You can change your stitch length longer as long as you remember to turn it back later. And you're just going to stitch across this end. Straight across. No back stitching. And lift this out. Trim that off. And there we go. We got it closed. And you're probably thinking, how on earth are we going to turn that right side out now? Simple. Just take your fabric. Kind of twist with your fingers. And start stuffing this in on the closed end. Okay, if you get it started, get it going a little bit, you could take a pencil, you could take a pen, or you could take this wooden dowel that I have. You're going to take this in here, you're going to stick it in like a ramrod, and then you're just going to slide your fabric through. I like to take it, stick the stick on my knee, and just walk the fabric down. Till I can see this in. Then I hold this in, pull out the stick, goodbye stick, and then I just pull on that end. And my fabric is all suddenly right side out. Trick is, we now want this end to no longer be closed. We want that open. Just grab your nifty difty seam ripper. You can see your stitches pretty easy. Just come in here, grab just that thread, and snap it. And then you can just pull on this. It should come out. Just pull out all this thread. Here we go, nice and open now. Now you're ready to go over to the iron. And we're going to iron it like this. So this seam, the row of stitching we did is here in the center. So we have a nice clean side. Okay, come over to the iron board. You have your lovely fabric. You're going to twist this. Your seam was on the edge. Going to make sure it lines up right here in the center. Lay it down on the table. Make sure it's in the center the whole way down. And then here's what we're going to do, what we call pressing. It's not ironing, it's pressing, because we want to put a nice crisp crease in here. So you're going to take your hot iron, make sure it's hot without touching it. You're going to take it right here and you're going to stick it down with that in the center. You're just going to wait for a second. Add some pretty good pressure. And then you're going to move it a little bit, put it down, add a little bit of pressure. Make sure this stays in the center. Twist your fingers back and forth to make sure it stays in the center. Move it and press a little bit, make sure that's in the center. Move and press a little bit. Make sure that's in the center. Twist your fingers, make sure it's in the center. We've got this lovely crisp crease going here instead of how this is all bubbly. Now I need to do the other side. It's easier if you continue from where you've gone and keep going. So I'm just going to stick that this way and bring my iron over here and work my way down. Do your best to have that in the center, the seam. Right there in the center. If you are a little bit wiggly, you'll be all right. Just try not to get too wiggly. And I'm just going to pull this down a little bit. Make sure that's in the center. Press it a little bit, maybe add a little bit of steam. So have a nice good crisp crease. And I'm going to keep going. Make sure that's right in the center. All the way to the end. Make sure you press pretty good. Now it's in the center. I might go back and I'd go, okay, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ah, right there's perfect. Next spot. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Move it. And I'd work my way down the whole entire of my necktie. You can see this line is in the center most of the way down on both sides. This side looks kind of nice now. There's no weird things going on. If you've got to this point, your instructions say stop and show this to Miss Smith so that I can make sure it's accurate. Anytime you guys want to check things off with me to make sure it's correct, feel free to do so.